Hi guys, thanks for joining me. This is going to be a pre-recorded video, so I hope this comes out okay. This is going to be my first video that I will upload that is going to be teaching people how to make some shiggy stuff for your cage. I see that there's a lot of no-sew stuff, but there isn't a whole lot of information out there on how to sew your shiggy stuff, and that made me really frustrated because I'm the kind of person who I like to make my shiggies their stuff, and I just had no way of figuring that on out. So I'm gonna try and get that guesswork out there for you guys, and that way you guys can just figure it out. So basically what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna make this really cute tunnel. It's not like the round tunnels that you guys always get. It's gonna have a flat base, and then it's going to have a section where the tunnel connects down at the bottom. And that's what I'm going to do. So what I did is I don't want the stretch to be across my my tunnel. That's what I'm going to call it, tunnel. So that's this. So we're going to make sure that the 8 inches is on this side. Okay, Rosie?
Okay.
I'm going to go 8 inches wide, right? Okay, so this is going to be the top of my tunnel, and then I'm going to do another one with black material that is the same size. And what I do with that is probably just pin it to the top and then cut. Because black is to make the bottom. And so what I want that to look like is it's going to be like this, and then we're going to add a tunnel from here to here that's going to hang down at the bottom. So in order to do that, we're going to measure what we got going on, where you want your measurements at. So this is basically what you're going to be doing with anything that you make for your cage. It's going to be a guessing game, but I'll show you your basic techniques for sewing any of your double blind fleece. So 9 inches by 8 inches. Okay?
Should I write that down?
Sure. Okay. So now that you got your pieces all pinned together, what you need to do is, yes, and you're trying to do hidden seams as much as possible. And with my shiggies, I'm okay with them having a little bit of thread as long as it's on my smallest setting, and it's very, very minute, and I check on those every single day, because even the ones that I got from the online, they still came with a touch of threading on it. So you aren't going to completely avoid thread, but we will do the best that we can. We are putting good side to good side, guys.
Yeah.
Make tabs, 4 tabs from the, we're going to use the black, so find your stretchy side. We want the tabs to be going this way. You see, this doesn't stretch, so I'm not going to get a whole lot of give from that side. So you want to cut them in half. And so that these don't fray or end up going away when I just keep using them, we're going to sew these a little. So you're going to take one end and bring it in. And then you bring in the other. And I like to pin and then sew. Kind of when I was first sewing, nobody told me this or told me anything about it really. So when you're doing fleece, if you don't put it far enough, it will get stuck in here and it's just not fun. So go a little bit past. Yes, your not starting your seam right away. And I lined it up with this first 1/2 inch line here. So I'm going to keep it. And I have it set on 6. So on this machine, I like this one because it's really itty bitty tiny stitches, like almost minute. You barely can see them. This part is to show you guys that you can barely see any of the stitching that is there. I'm going to pull it apart completely. You guys can't see hardly any purple because that's the color of the thread that I used is purple. So if you can't pull it apart and you can't get anything small in there, your Shuggies can't get their fingernails in there either. What we're going to do is after you get all your tabs sewed, you're going to take and pin them to each corner, just like so. So when you're sewing, it will, oh, actually, sorry, my bad. You want to invert these guys, so that's extremely important. So go like this. So that way when you do open it from the other side,
Are you hungry?
You're going to get your tabs. They're not going to be gone. So make sure your bad sides are out, your good sides are facing each other. And we're just going to sew along the edges. This side is the last side, so we're going to leave an opening on this side. Any of your double lined no sew fleece, this is how I figured out everything. You don't want to cut off this extra fabric because it does create a big issue when you're trying to add more than one of these double lined fleeces together, which is what we're going to do. So I cut as closely as I can without messing up the stitch. And now you're going to take and grab the inside of your, it's like a pouch, I guess, and flip it in. Push out your corners. Make sure there's nothing that your little Shuggies can get stuck in, or that you didn't accidentally leave like a hole or something that they could get hurt on. That's really important to look for. I have my husband double check and yank on it a bit to make sure that I made it well, because he's a bit stronger than I am, and let's be real, our Shuggies are a bit extra, and I just don't want them to get hurt. So can you please check that, dear? Don't be super crazy. But what he does is he makes sure that there is no holes and that he can't just rip it apart. This is a safety thing that I personally do for all of my sewing because I am brand new and I don't want my Shuggies to get hurt. I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but this is just a little extra step that I take personally to make sure that my stuff is okay. One corner here, because I did have to leave a little bit and we want to make sure that they can't get their finger in there. Alright, so find your seam allowance or your seam area and you're going to sew from here to there.
Sorry about the hands being in the middle of the camera.
I want you guys to see as well what it looks like after what the thread actually looks like on this much fleece. Can you see that at all? Am I getting...
I can't get flash. Oh, I can. There it is right there.
Yeah, it's really, really tiny. You can barely get to it, okay? And so here's the blue side on this side. I can't get to this with the popper. I literally have to take a blade and cut it if I was to mess up. So that's really frustrating. I don't know how. Now you have to be really careful and make sure that you are paying attention to where you're putting this, because remember, I only want to do it on one side because I have to attach the other end. Okay guys, I think that we got this. So what I'm going to do is sew along all of the sides that I have pinned, but leave this section open because we have the middle section there, and we're gonna have to close it on this end. So, and you want to make sure that you have. Now, I'm not going to cut anything up or do anything until we open this up and see if this is going to work. So there's your tabs. Exciting! Tab. Tab. Now, all we're going to do is tuck this in on this side. And then we sew. So after the finished product, this is what it looks like. They can go inside and chill out if they wanted to, or just use it as a bridge to run across. And this is the only exposed seam that you have, just like you would anything else. As you can see, everything else is hidden seams. Even on the inside where they're at is technically a hidden seam. They can't get to that, so there's no seam there. So the only thing is right here on top and the outside of this. So, but that's where everything closes. So,
And that is a tutorial of how to make sugar glider toys.
tunnel. This is a tunnel. This is a tunnel. We will be back with some more stuff to teach you guys how to make as many things as I can think of and that I have figured out personally how to make. So you guys can do the same, because it's really frustrating when you just don't know what to do and they don't have enough toys and you don't have enough money to be able to buy it. And it is cheaper to buy rolls of fabric and make it yourself. So, and let's be real, guys, we have to make more than, like, you have to have a good couple of sets in order to have enough for laundry day. So, thank you for watching.